The clown's knife is called a butterfly knife, both in the name and in the description. But if you are a knife enthusiast, you would immediately know that this is wrong, and the clown's weapon is actually a flip knife. Ghostface's knife is called a tactical knife, even though in the Ghostface reveal trailer it is literally advertised as a hunting knife. Instead, Legion's knife is called a hunting knife, even though it looks more like a tactical knife. Oni's Fire Moon skin calls his weapon as a celestial Kanabo, even though the Kanabo is the mace that Oni has on his back that does not change with any skin. This is not the first time weapons have been wrongly named. In the past, Hillbilly shotgun's weapon were called pump action, even though they are clearly double-barrel shotguns. Hillbilly's right eye clips out of its socket in the Pyromania skin. Nemesis has a hole in his fist when you're playing as him, that once you see it, you will never unsee it. Pyramid Head's Blight skin has clipping issues. Good thing it is a set, so they can prevent clipping issues, right? Legion's hoodie in the Angsty Artist skin is smaller than usual, which makes big masks have a clipping issue outside of it. You can try it out with Joy's masks and you will notice it more. But worse than that, despite it being advertised as a Susie skin and having Susie animations, the person behind the mask is actually Julie. Behavior never made an animation for Plague's left eye because she is missing it in almost all of her skins. This causes one of Plague's skins that actually has a left eye look like it's winking. Deathslinger also winks during his Mori animation. And since Behavior never thought of adding a blinking animation for killers that have a mask, this causes all of maskless killers to never blink. The most noticeable case of this is the Pig's new Tome skin. Doctor has two recolored heads that practically look the same. I cannot see the difference. Jane has two recolored heads that are practically the same. I cannot see the difference. Despite having the ultra rare skin equipped, Sadako still uses her default weapon when in the lobby. You can glitch out the sound effect of Sadako leaving the well if you spam her in the lobby and change her skin. And also you can see that for the jumpscare she just teleports really fast to the front and then back if you turn her around. Just so you know, whenever the clown Mori someone, to get the effect of finger amputation, the finger just quickly bends inside of the palm of the survivor. This could be seen in the PTV when the clown was first released. If you go backwards as Hag, you will notice her animation loop does not loop seamlessly. If you read the lore, Elodie got stabbed in her hips before being taken by the entity. This stab wound is not seen anywhere. The word Hex in Hex Plaything's description is not capitalized. Sadako is the only killer with a different bio start that does not refer to her as a killer and instead refers to her as a vengeful ghost. This is because Behavior already made a vengeful killer in the past, Deathslinger. Adam Francis' head is a little bit longer, yet it costs 400 auric cells. Jill Valentine's head in her cosmetic is literally the same as her default one, but it costs 400 auric cells and you are forced to pay for it since it's a set. Jake had a head cosmetic in the Rift that is exactly the same as a store cosmetic exclusive for 400 auric cells. This means that if you paid for it in the past, you got scammed in a new Rift and now you have a duplicate. Hillbilly had a skin in a past Rift that had a literal duplicate of the default pants called Ice-Caped Jeans, and it was so bad that there was a dude who thought it was a bug and reported it in the DBD Forums. The worst scam in the game is the Chatterer. Since it is a set, you are forced to pay $15 for the entire costume, but his weapon is practically unnoticeable in game, and even if it was, it is still so similar to the default one that there is absolutely no point. This means that Chatterer's chain weapon, a simple model change that you see less than 5% of the match, costs more than a whole new killer, as the price for each individual legendary piece would be 550 auric cells if they were able to be sold separately. Jeff Johansen is the only survivor who is an artist in Dead by Daylight. Jane got an artist skin before him. One of the Trickster skins, the Cut to You performance, says that it was the clothing used to perform on the Cut Through You single when Jiwoon joined No Spin, but on the same cosmetics head description, it says that the hairstyle is a nod to the accidental fire that killed the rest of the band members. So what was first, the costume or the accident? You can stack Dying Light up to 11 stacks, but by the time you get to 11 stacks, this perk becomes absolutely pointless, because the only survivor alive would be the Obsession, and the Obsession does not get any of the penalties of Dying Light. You will also never get 100% of use of Flip Flop, since it says that you will transfer your recovery progress to Wiggle up to 50%, but in order to get 50%, you need to get 100 recovery progress, and by that moment, you are already up. This means that the maximum you will ever get is 49%. A lot of store prices are completely inconsistent. Some skins, despite being the same rarity, cost a lot more than others, and some of them don't even reflect the price in shards, meaning that it literally costs less shards to buy them than if you used Oryx cells. And then there are entire skins that have a cost that does not end in 0, so if you buy it, you are stuck with 99 cells unless you buy another cosmetic with a weird number to compensate. Why is this twin skin a set? There are no clipping issues and no reason for it to be a set. Some of you might say that the skin color is different, and I disagree. First of all, if you notice close to her neck, you can see that she actually has a discoloration close to where her head cosmetic would end. This is the same thing that all prestigious have in order to make them possible to combine with other skins without having a boundary. And second of all, we already have a skin that has 2 skin tones if you combine them, which is an Oni skin, and it's not even a set. Michaela has a hairstyle called as a ponytail, despite this being a bun. Same applies to this head cosmetic for Meg, which is also called a ponytail despite being, again, a bun. Just the way Trapper holds his bear trap is wrong in the lobby. It looks like it's going to take his arm off. If you look at Deathslinger's head in his Luck of the Iris skin, you can see that his gums are not textured and they appear white. Endgame Chat censorship. I don't have to explain anything. If you are on PC and you had that, you know what I'm talking about. If you check Deathslinger's weapons in the store, you would notice that all of the levers in his skin are in a different position than in his default weapon. This only happens with the default weapon, and it's such a weird bug that I don't know what causes it. You cannot use a lot of killer powers when you are close to a hooked survivor. For example, Trapper's bear traps, Victor, and the artist's crows. However, you can put as many hack traps as you want. Do you know any other thing that pisses people off but I haven't talked about in this vid? If you do, make sure to comment. And thank you for watching my vid. I hope you have a good day.